Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I hope all the ELs, you had a good sleep last night. This is our first slide. Same people, same team. Nobody, quit after yesterday. We modify a few things on the slide. The first one is a trainer board based on the feedback of some of you are not quite sure what product we have. So, we put our product over there. We also have a web portal which has all the detailed information, video files about things that we do at ucdistancetraining.org. And that's the new addition to the slide. A little update on our Canvas screenshots. The only thing we modified for all the hypotheses were the we that we put in earlier, and it was suggested that don't focus on us, focus on our customer. So we took all the we out and then modified the sentences in the hypotheses. Now this is our current value proposition canvas. Customers still the same, and I also go back. I was wondering, that was too easy.
Microcontroller instructors are in favor of using our training system and curriculum.
That's our assumption, our guess.
Is that a pain point? Oh, sorry. Is that a pain point?
Don't think so.
That seems to be, it's a hypothesis, and I understand that.
Yes.
That's fine. That is not a pain point. What are value propositions? Anyone in the room? Pain points? Yeah, okay, we beat the drum plenty. Maybe in office hours later, dig into that a little bit more. And one other thing, just from you cannot test your customer segments when they're all lumped together in one thing, so break those things out.
Okay.
Okay, because you can't test if it's all one big population of, we talked about this yesterday. Educator, students, stuff. Okay?
Okay.
Let's keep moving.
So customer still high school teachers is one, and then 2+ colleges, 4+ college or universities instructors who teaches microcontrollers on embedded system. Those are our very narrow focused customer segment. Now the pain of our customers, we think that when they deal with outdated lab equipment and they need to update the lab equipment.
So can I ask, did you find this from your customer discovery?
Yes.
Yesterday?
Several, actually from previous interviews as well.
Okay.
Several of them indicated that their lab equipment were outdated and they couldn't find resources to update the lab equipment.
So tell us, who did you talk to yesterday?
We talked to 3 interviewees, and one is from Belmingham Community College from Washington State. One is from Rockville, Illinois. Another one is an adjunct instructor from Thomas Edison, formerly.
Okay, so you talked to all teachers?
Yes, and they all teach embedded system classes.
Okay. And so when you talk about the pains and gains, they should come from your customer discovery. So in the language, use how you found this. Right now you're saying we believe.
We ask them the challenges they have in their classes and what would they do and why they want to change lab equipment, and that's how we learned that because of the outdated technology that was still in use, and when they need to update the labs, then they find there's a need, and that's their pain point.
Okay.
Yep.
So you had 3 interviews yesterday?
Yes.
All by video chat?
Yes,
You
because
did not leave
there
the
are.
building.
Well, you do leave the building because we don't have connections.
Okay. All right. So you talk to people like yourselves. You're in Washington, D.C., which may have
Yes.
something to do with curricula and adoption of standards and stuff, maybe. There might be some people here you might want to talk to. You have 7 hours today. Who are you speaking with today? In person?
in person will be a few of our team of
Wait,
peer.
Are you leaving the building at all?
We will be leaving.
Not over lunch and a beer. I'm saying you can go talk to somebody.
We don't drink.
Your challenge. Bear with me. Your challenge that I want to see tomorrow is an interviews, at least a couple, because you have to have at least 5 tomorrow. That's in the syllabus for everyone. You guys know the game by now. We're sort of being nice, whatever. 3's a little low, even by video. If it's video, you should have been Skyping your butt off all night long, everywhere. 5 interviews tomorrow is an absolute requirement. If it gets below that, you are all in danger of being just not allowed to present. We're holding and I'm not picking on you, this is a point to everybody, okay? So, I know we said video chat's okay, I appreciate that, and you fulfilled the assignment. You get a B-ish, that's fine. No, I appreciate it, but give me a minute. I'm not picking on her, I'm just saying in general. But your challenge today is make sure you're not just talking to your peers here, and they have value. You guys can talk all day long for the next 6 weeks. Maximize your time here. I want you to at least talk to 2 people outside of this building in person by tomorrow that are relevant. Okay? That's my challenge.
Thank you.
Okay.
I do want to make a couple points on that. First of all, the interview that we scheduled was prior to the workshop, so we didn't really know some of the details, and I know that's
I understand.
that's my excuse. And the
fair.
second thing is we had a discussion at the end of the workshop, which we are looking into more. I know we have very narrow-minded set as we coming here, so we tweaked and changed multiple of our interview questions and also start investigating outside of our comfort zone. And that's our modification that we proceed today.
I applaud you for that. Good job, guys. Are you gonna keep raising your hand until I let you talk? So say something. Just give me 5 seconds. Tell me, what is it?
Our customer base is very narrow focus. People on the street will not fit as a customer base.
All right, stop. Now I don't care. I understand what you're saying, but there are institutions and entities that can impact your business model. I'm not saying people on the street go find bodies that matter. I'm not looking for excuses. You all signed up, everybody signed up. Let's move forward. We've hashed this out enough. Keep going. I think you found some interesting things. I want to find out about what those things are.
Office hours.
Yes, do office hours later. But
Yes.
tell me what you found out. What was the biggest learning?
The biggest learning is, besides what we learned that why our customers would need to change the lab equipment. Also, our hardware unit isn't really the major sell point. The major sell point so far is the curriculum that comes with the hardware, because they can easily go out and buy individual pieces of hardware, but there's no sequence of curriculum that comes with it that allows the instructors to cover it in 15 weeks time frame.
That's interesting, okay? So what I heard was hardware doesn't really matter because they can buy stuff. It's the curriculum on doing modules that they can rapidly implement that is important to them.
I think that's the plus of the
Understood.
hardware, yes.
Now, how much would they be willing to pay for that?
We did ask the question related to that. In terms of the online support and the curriculum, very few are willing to pay out of their pocket. They always say if there's a funding from the school, then there'll be a go.
And that's okay. That's
Yes.
okay. I mean, if they, to the earlier point that I think Mike or Mark made, if there's a specific funding mechanism to allow new curriculum, find out about that. Find out how much it is
Yeah.
and figure that out.
Who makes that decision?
That's actually the new questions that we added in for the interview.
Okay, when you find out who
today.
that is, those are the people you need to add to your interview pool.
Yep. And I think you're going that direction, but great.
Yeah, and
point.
we also managed to to shift our direction in terms of the interviewees to a different pool where we think this pool of people might have more budget to purchase the equipment if we have enough revenue which we can support the education sector.
Okay.
Good job, guys. So you have your challenge. Look forward to seeing it tomorrow. Thank you.
Team 53.
Good morning, everyone. We thought we'd start by updating our main slide. I did a terrible job explaining what we do yesterday. So we tried to come up with an analogy of our student change agents as Navy SEALs, Special Forces, trained to assist our faculty customers in achieving the desired change on campus. I wanted to just qualify also that we have 115 such campuses, 300 such students. We've achieved 150,000 plus in revenue last year, up from 90,000 the year before. And they're paying for, half of our customers each cycle are repeat customers. So as we got out of the building, and many of these interviews were set up before we got here, we couldn't help but start with the customer base that we already had, being very careful to say, we know that you already know our offering, we need to put that aside. And it really has no bearing on this conversation, and really talk about your pain points and your experiences in your ecosystem as a means to explore additional possible product opportunities and extensions, and a means for scale. Also, we thought we understood our customer in terms of what their motivators were, but we're finding that our assumptions are being challenged.
So I love that. You thought you understood what your customers' challenges are and you're learning about it. That's the whole point. So great comment.
Thank you.
I think it's a little marketing gimmicky, but I do like your description. It is much better. Thank you.
You're welcome. So just focusing in on our business model canvas, customer segments, and value propositions, we're careful to narrow in specifically on those areas and haven't really built out the other areas. Yesterday we conducted 4 interviews. 2 were in person, 2 were by video phone conference. And we wanted to unpack 2 key areas. Legitimacy, something that we were kind of dinged for yesterday. And we really sort of wanted to understand why we were using that term and whether we could use a term that was less fuzzy. And what we learned was that legitimacy was something that was referenced by our student customer, and she went into it in great depth about how the experience of being a student change agent is something that they really had to work hard for. They were viewed with skepticism.
All right.
And so,
I'm gonna break in. So that's good, and I appreciate you taking feedback honestly and talking about the legitimacy thing. This buzzword, good feeling stuff, good.
Yeah.
Credentialing. That's interesting. Did that get brought up in your interview? Like, if I had some kind of credential to show to people, would that matter? Is that something they said?
Well, they didn't use that terminology, but where our hypothesis is that maybe that's something a little bit more measurable, that if once they accomplish our tasks and receive our credential, that it opens up access to a certain number of board positions, a certain number of new roles that legitimacy perhaps is not able to quantify, that maybe that we could test that word. So it's our hypotheses, it's not something that we've actually used.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
I appreciate the honesty. I'll be curious to see how that runs.
Yeah,
As are we.
My question is, you're talking about getting students to take action to change the school programs that they're in.
Correct.
And I can see where they might be facing problem of legitimacy because faculty and students, there's a power differential, there's a status differential between those two. How can you overcome, is that true, first of all?
There is definitely a power differential, and student change agents are an age-old concept, but what we're finding is that when we credential them or acknowledge them, all kinds of doors open up for them.
They do.
Why?
Well, as our customer yesterday put it, when she was published on the news on the front page of the campus paper, the organization she was running, Hack SU, where students teach other students computer science, a chemistry professor dropped in and said, "You're Robin. You were written about. This fellowship sounds so cool. What? Tell me about that." And she was invited to speak with the business school, and they were like, "Oh, this is so cool."
I'm not trying to interrupt, but we have limited time. I'm sorry to be.
The point being, it
anyway.
opened up doors for her.
What?
Yeah.
What opens up doors for her? Is it the brand of Stanford?
No, it is definitely
Is it
not the
UIF?
brand of Stanford.
Description of the
It's
program?
UIF. It's once they complete the program, we launch them with a lot of fanfare that enables their campus to lift them up as a leader
So a press release happens.
and point to the content they've created that outlines the assets on their campus, the strategies they wish to implement, the strategies they are implementing. So it puts a big spotlight on the student as well as the faculty sponsor who's in charge of sort of making this happen.
So I get that, and I'm not diminishing that at all. What I'm
Yeah.
trying to drive to, and you're probably still digging into this, and we talked about this last night, right? So
Yes.
I know we did. This is sort of for the room, so I'm using you as an example to talk to everybody, so that you guys can
Absolutely.
sort of think about different things. So don't take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think you are definitely on some kind of cool gem here about how you actually show your value, and you're going to dig into it more. There's a lot embedded in what you just said as far as why they perceive the value, right? And the opening of doors or opportunities or whatever it is, there has to be a trigger that enables the institutions to recognize that in some way. And it could be a really wonderfully worded write-up, I don't know. It could be just the fact they have a great project that's impactful, I don't know. It could be Stanford, and that's okay. It could be NSF, it could be anything that's affiliated with your existing brand.
It could be, yes.
And from a forward-reaching standpoint, how are you going to combat that? And that's one of the things I'm just encouraging you to explore. And this is for a sustainability thing for everybody. Like once you have something, how do you get it to that next level? And how does for that pain point?
How do you
of
build from that, especially as you know things are going to be a moving target?
Right.
Yes.
So this slide is redefining terms, which is fine, but tell us about your customer discovery. Who did you talk to yesterday?
So yesterday we spoke with 4 customers. As you know, we have 5 customer segments, and so we were able to speak with 3 of those, reach 3 of those customer segments: a student leader, faculty sponsor, and an industry leader. Our conversation with our industry leader made us realize that we really need to focus in more narrowly on an industry HR manager. But it's our customer, our interview is helping us open those doors in a large aerospace company. We also, our 4th interview was with a partner that represents a current partner that has reached to 120 institutions and is we serve as a potential value-added reseller for them. They want us to develop a product that serves their 120 customers.
All right, talk to me about Tori. So she liked her recognition with Pharrell Williams. Is that what she liked the most, or what?
Well, so Tori was a faculty sponsor,
Right.
and what our purpose in talking with her was to investigate other potential product extensions and indirectly measure the benefit of having a student change agent on the campus. She's not our direct customer for faculty, for student trained students, but she witnesses the effect. And the things that she highlighted about her student, oh, look at all these great things, was the fact that one of her two was recognized for their service and leadership in making change in education on their campus. And they got a $50,000 grant from the United College Negro Fund and Farrell Williams. And it was associated with all kinds of recognition again. So that recognition led us to add this new facet to our business model canvas, national recognition for the program. 3 people thus far have stated it. A student has pointed to their faculty as being really triggered by that, and 2 faculty have pointed to recognition. So it's interesting.
Well, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm not arguing with it.
Right.
Money and Pharrell Williams with a hat, cool. All right, so we have a minute left. 2 questions. One, today, what are you going to do? And when we wrap up with that, I want to point out something I thought you guys did really well. Maybe not intentionally, but something you did really well. So first, go.
Okay, we're going to talk with 6 customers today. 2
existing or new? Because we talked about this last night.
2 existing faculty sponsors, 1 potential new that has not been confirmed, so it's not in the 6. 1 university leader, not a customer, university leader. 1 potential industry member, and 3 partners. This is DC. We have partnerships.
Go.
It's in-person conversations with people that are very important.
Very good. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
And while we transition, you guys go ahead. Great job. While we transition, the assignment is fill out all aspects of the canvas. These guys have value props and customer segments going right now. Now, I encourage you to, please do fill out the rest as you go into this. But in a way, if you're tricking yourself to really focus on those 2 things, because without those 2 aspects being drilled down, all the rest of this does not matter. I mean, you can guess, but it's all guesses. Until you get the product market fit, you can put partnership programs, no offense, Ed Camp, but partnership programs or whatever, those things don't matter. So I like, even though it's technically you should be filling it out, the fact that you're just honing in on that, good job on that, and it's apparent you're trying to do so thank you. So anyway,
okay.
Please, next.
Team 54.
Give us 1 second, sir. Or 2 seconds maybe, something like that. Sycamore. Go to it.
Hello, everyone. We developed a diagnostic skills training program for undergraduate technology and engineering students, which could be used, and the qualifier here, could be used in theory. I don't want to say any, I say any here, but now that I think about it, maybe it should be a large number of engineering programs, for example, or perhaps. So what this software really does is compare student solutions with that of proposed solutions by individuals that have extensive experience solving a particular problem or issue.
So I just want to comment,
Yes.
even though you recognize you've got hypotheses and guesses in your statement, much crisper delivery from yesterday to today.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
I
now it's
wanted to-
understandable.
That was the
Yes.
last thing I did on this when we were getting this together. I wanted to, not have a big block paragraph, make it simple. Anyway, we had 5 interviews yesterday. I think 3 in person, 1 by phone. Was it 2 in person? 1, 2 by Skype, and 1 by phone.
Okay, I want to explore.
One that needs to be uploaded into.
That's fine. I want to explore this in a minute. Best practice for tomorrow, y'all. This will help us avoid asking the questions, so it'll save you a step and time talking. When you put up your interview count, break out in person, phone, video,
Okay.
or bullcrap email thing or whatever it is. Just let us know where they come from so that we can actually know it up front. You can just put it on the slide and we can see it, and that's a best practice for everybody. Now, let's talk about who you talked to. Who you talked to those people. Great job getting interviews. Where were they from? What did they do?
I get that's in a.
Go next. Then let's roll forward.
Just real quickly, we updated this business model canvas. they're in red here. The first one to increase student, as far as value propositions, to increase students' technical competence in terms of troubleshooting, is related to the first customer segment here outlined. Engineering faculty who teach courses that require diagnostic skills. The second and third value proposition, program assessment and enhance graduates' troubleshooting capabilities related to the engineering deans.
Those are product features. We want to know what the value is to the particular customer segments. But go on.
Okay. And then the last one, existing maintenance personnel to think more systematically, is related to our last customer segment, maintenance managers that we have. We're trying to, narrow our focus a bit more in terms of our customer segments. We don't want to cut out any. So we're not. It's not like we're completely locked in. But this is what we believe we should be focused on.
Well, let's go to the customers then. You talk to those people?
I'm sorry?
Did you talk to those maintenance managers and those other people
We
that
talked to a maintenance manager.
Okay,
or
let's find out what they told you.
A senior VP of HR who oversees number of maintenance managers.
Okay.
So the first, this value proposition canvas that we created, it outlines basically.
Hey, Jason.
Sorry.
I know you're trying to answer. First of all, we're being jerks, so take a breath. It's fine. You're trying. I get it. Second thing, go back. What am I going to say about this? What am I getting ready to say about this?
Too cluttered.
Well, maybe that too. But does anybody here know what I want? That's right. Thank you very much. I would like tomorrow, since I'm glad everybody has heard me and internalized. That's excellent. Great. Please export from LaunchPad Central. If we see other Canvas models, I'm going to make a very asinine statement. If we see this business model canvas that's like the other business model canvas, you will not be allowed to present tomorrow, period. Please export it. And we're doing this for a reason, for our own sanity. Okay? And so we can actually drive points home based on the format. As Don said yesterday, for the next 6 weeks, drop everything else you've done, do it our way. Please comply.
Okay. So we don't have this format, we have the format from the
exported.
If you have a question, ask Lindsay, but yes. Let's keep going. Thank you.
Okay. The value proposition canvas was related to our first item to increase students' technical competence in terms of troubleshooting and the customer segment of engineering faculty who teach courses that require diagnostic skills. We followed the the four that were listed in the email or in the the syllabus. So I don't get to get.
No, that's fine.
Anyway, in terms of our.
Let's talk about customized for a minute. What does that mean?
To focus specifically on the customers or potential customers' specific problem.
Let me ask this question a different way. I don't think I asked it correctly. Did anybody yesterday tell you they wanted customized solutions for them?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's what I was getting to. So they did.
Yes.
What does that mean for you as your enterprise?
Basically, it's pretty simple to insert different or develop different modules for different problems with this software. And so,
So it doesn't take you a lot of extra time to customize. It's not going to rapidly impact the delivery time or anything like that to people.
No, it will not.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's doable.
That's doable. So that's good. But when I see customized, sometimes that often means I need to spend 3 more years developing. So I'm glad you have a good answer. Keep going.
Okay. In terms of our, so on the value proposition, in terms of products and services, our customized diagnostic training software, which can, as I discussed, can be changed. And then our pain relievers, effective teaching, and better learning. I mean, it probably needs to be a little bit more precise than that, but
it's okay.
Improved learning. In terms of our gains, We're focused on increasing student competencies, their ability to learn and meet certain standards required by either organization or an educational program.
And how long would it take for the student to learn this?
Well, it would depend on the length of the module. So, it could be, 20 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be, depending on what the...
Depending on the customization?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that acceptable? You think? The customer wants an hour of training? Well, okay, hold on. So let's see. I get where you're going, but the customer wants an hour of training for individuals?
Usually less than, from what interviews that we've had so
Okay, very
far.
good. So you guys are actually doing some good digging here, and I appreciate you being forthright about you're not quite sure. Good. That's a good nugget for you guys to keep exploring. Like, how long is acceptable? Because time is money, right? I mean, or effort, or whatever the hell it is. The time for teaching and digestion is going to be a critical piece for you guys. So anyway,
Especially so
good.
that learners remain
Keep
engaged
digging.
in the
Keep
process.
digging. Yep.
Because if it gets to be too long, then...
Then they're going to check out. Let's go.
Then our customer jobs would be to seamlessly integrate the module into the curriculum and teach students to use the module. Lastly, our pains is that faculty have to blend this new software into the existing course structure. So that is kind of...
Now, would you be creating a pain point by them having to figure out how to incorporate this into a course?
Hopefully not, but
Okay.
that's what we still...
Hopefully. Okay, now, get my point. Go ahead.
So that was a loaded question, and something for you to explore and be mindful of. Okay, what are your next steps? What are the plans for today?
Much time. Basically, yeah. Our what we're going to do next is to interview more engineering faculty, deans, and maintenance managers. This is where we've kind of focused in on. That's because we've explored this in engineering programs, and really we need to also focus on the people who make the decisions in those programs as well. So that's why the deans, maybe the program directors, and so on.
So have you developed a value proposition canvas for deans and maintenance managers too?
Yeah, we'll give you a chance to answer. Don't worry about the slides. Just answer.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And the next team, go ahead and start coming out. Okay. Good job, guys. How many of you do you have slated for today?
Oh, 6.
Good. Good job. All right, next.
Okay, this is Team 55.
Hi everyone, we are Team Stem Cell Plinko. Yesterday we did 4 in-person interviews. Well, actually, yeah, 3 in person and 1 email.
And 1 email?
Yes, 1 was it was a follow-up email that we got more.
Are you counting an email?
We'll
No.
okay,
No.
so then
Okay, thank you.
we'll say 3.
All right, keep going.
So for our business model canvas, we changed mostly the customer segments and value propositions. First thing with the customer segments, we changed the, we had general high school, middle school, and high school systems, and so we changed them to be more people. So we have the administrator who is actually in charge of approves the purchasing of the teaching resources. We have a high school biology teacher and a middle school biology teacher as the new customers.
I want to compliment you on that. You see the difference that makes when you make these people and not institutions?
Yeah. And then also we changed museums to be director of exhibit design at interactive science museums from our customer feedback we got yesterday. So we also...
Excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now that I've said that.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Like, damn it, I knew it was coming. All right, this is more of a stylistic thing for you guys. So one of the reasons we like why we were such a Nazi about please use LaunchPad Central. You see all the little color blocks you got there? How they tie to customer segments? That's a way for us to visually see very quickly how those things sort of go with each other. So what you're telling me is the first 5 everybody in your list cares about.
Yeah, so initially,
That's
yes.
what I'm seeing.
Yes, yeah. So initially we had individual value props for each of the different customer segments, and then we kind of reevaluated them because at the core, these core values that we're giving are similar values between the value propositions that we're giving each different customer segments are similar amongst our customer segments. So
everybody has the same pain point.
Clear. We can provide similar values to them.
Everybody has the same pain point? You know where I'm going with this.
Have,
you know where I'm going with
they
this,
do
right?
have, yeah. So you think we should just have like 20 different value propositions up there?
That's a great hypothesis. No, but in reality, and we can talk about this in office hours sometime.
Okay,
I know
that
you
was
mentioned
where we were
this before,
struggling.
fine.
We can make them all very specific to the different customer segments.
Start testing them all. My point really is, I get real skeptical when I have 5 value propositions that everybody cares about. Because nobody cares that much.
Okay.
Because people are cynical like me. So,
Okay.
just use a jaded eye on your own stuff. And this is for everybody. Be your own cynic, so other people aren't. That's one of the things we're trying to do.
Okay.
Let's keep going. This is good.
Yeah.
Just keep
That's
going.
more of a nuance. Okay. So for our value proposition canvas, this is actually focused more, we were having trouble on whether we have a different value proposition canvas for each customer segment. And I guess from your previous question from a different group, we should have had a different canvas for each customer segment. This is mostly focused on the school systems and the administrators and teachers.
Good.
So,
did everybody understand what we're sort of getting at, what she's getting at? I mean, the classic, we don't have time in this course to do it, but if you're going to really try and make this thing grow after you leave this, you would, in theory, try and explore each segment with its own canvas, and I appreciate you guys for bringing that up. Thank you. But that's, because this is a big thing, right? We're just giving you the tip of the iceberg in the 6 weeks. So, but anyway, good. Thanks for bringing that to place.
Yeah. So I'll just highlight some of the pains that we identified. One, they're focused really on test scores. A lot of their evaluations of the teachers and administrators, their jobs are based on tests and evaluations. There is a lack of understanding of stem cells by the teachers, so that can be a pain point if they're trying to teach stem cells. Textbooks can't keep up with the science. There are new discoveries every day, and so textbooks are obsolete in the matter of a year or two. So they just don't buy textbooks like that are based on stem cells. There's a lack of engaging resources with stem cells. Most resources that they can find online are going to be PowerPoints or videos. And then there's time-intensive prep, which also relates to the fact that the teachers are not comfortable with stem cells. Many science teachers have backgrounds in education, not in science. So this is also a pretty big pain point. Part of our solution, the painkiller, is that we've developed a lesson plan so the teachers don't have to. We would like to incorporate a cloud-based webinar. That way that we can, as discoveries happen, we can be updating the intros that actually are training the teachers, depending on how the science has changed over time. We have also gamified the teaching tool to engage the students.
What does low energy mean?
Low energy means, so webinars are low energy ways. So there's a low activation energy for the teacher to...
Oh my God, give me a break. Okay, low energy, what does that mean?
So it means that they don't have to put a lot of effort and time into...
Define that as far as time for a teacher to learn.
Oh, okay. So we still need to figure out the exact time a typical teacher uses to prep for a class. So that's something that we still need to evaluate and figure out what that actually is. But our metric for this is we don't want it to take them any more time than it would normally take them to prepare for a class.
We don't know what that is yet.
We don't know that yet.
Okay.
And
So
don't they
that
have
one
to-
links to,
Go ahead, Russ, go.
That one links to time-intensive prep, the pain. That's what you're talking
Yes.
about?
And my point was going to go to that too. Time-intensive prep, they have to learn your curriculum and learn how to present it.
Exactly.
What's the time intensity for that?
That's what the webinar would do. The webinar would be what the teachers do before class. So it would be maybe a 20 to 30 minute webinar that explains what we have found, and we haven't developed this webinar yet, so we don't know what that'll look like yet.
That's okay.
But it'll be basically just a 20 or 30 minute quick webinar that has methods that we find effective using the tool to teach STEM
And the
cells.
teachers buy into that?
That's a good question. We need to
Okay,
test
so
that.
you need to test that.
Yes.
All right.
And you need to test, obviously, 20 to 30 minutes before school.
Yes.
Okay.
Or yeah, but in their planning period, and many teachers have planning periods.
I want to applaud you for acknowledging you don't know yet.
Yeah.
Good. And that's, half this battle is we don't know this yet, and we know this is important, so I acknowledge you've recognized that, so thank you.
Okay.
But do find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess in office hours, I think we also have the issue of features versus values in our, up here, we can fix that, but I can
Keep moving.
get to that later. So customer discovery, yesterday was more of our museum day. So now we're going back to the museum customer segment. Our hypothesis going into it was that museums are interested in a gamified product that teaches stem cells. And we interviewed, actually ended up being 4 different people at the Smithsonian Natural History Museum. It was the director of exhibits, the director of education and outreach, a content coordinator, and their interactive, it was engineering interaction manager, and she was with the director of education and outreach. And then we've also, the email was a follow-up email from something we've been doing in Atlanta, which is a kind of a partnership with the Atlanta Children's Museum that was before we came to ICOR, but it's where we are actually using the product.
I noted this in your interviews, when I was reading this morning. So how did you feel whenever they said, I don't care about games? How did you feel? The Smithsonian. So let me tell you what the Smithsonian said. So they, first of all, they didn't care about stem cells. They did care about games. They cared about making it interactive for the kids. How much do they pay for games?
Not much. So they develop a lot of their exhibits in-house. So
And what do they do with them?
They have this really, for the smaller exhibits, so exhibits are probably the wrong word.
My question was,
the
what do they do
games.
with the games they develop in-house?
They have the Curious exhibit, which is this hands-on
You're
exhibit.
missing my point.
I am.
And so, when you were at the Smithsonian, did you go by the shop?
Oh, the selling at the gift shop? Yes.
Are you
I see where you're
competing with the
getting.
Smithsonian on games that they develop in-house?
No.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No.
I mean, it's something to be aware of, right? So one of these, you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're reaching out to people, right now, I've seen this, I've dealt with this before. But as you're reaching out to people and you see something that they go, no, we're not interested, digging into the why, and I think you have other learnings, I saw it in your writing.
Yeah.
But I'm making a point for everybody, digging into the why and really being skeptical about it and saying, oh, maybe it's because we're competing with them, with the stuff they're using as a revenue stream internally?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it's
a good thing to
market
keep in
opportunity.
mind
I
for
don't know.
sure. Well, the thing with the Smithsonian that makes it's a very special case within museums is they are very heavily research focused. So all of their exhibits or hands-on demos all directly relate to the research going on in the back. And they do not do any stem cell research. And that was a new discovery that we didn't really realize.
So one of the things to consider is that you can be perceived as a threat to some of the internal people who are responsible for it. I think you ran into that with the group last time, Steve. Yeah.
So, and as we transition, so your peers have given you some very nice comments and peer comments and some suggestions for how you might reword things. So good job.
Good job, y'all. Thanks.
Okay. Our last group today is Team 56. There you go. You can start when you're ready.
I hope I don't appear too jittery from the lack of sleep.
Give us 1 second, senor. 1 minute. Obviously, I'm from Texas. I used to be senor. Sorry about that guy. All right, go, please.
So hi everyone. So just a bit of an update. We had 6 interviews yesterday. 3 were from our fellow team cohorts here. And 3 others were, when we got out of the building, we went to George Washington University, and we got some students to talk to us. Okay. Oh, I apologize in advance for this, so we will export it next time. Okay. So we took some
I'm confused. You said you had 6 interviews yesterday.
Oh, we did not upload all of them yet. I know, we will do that in a more timely fashion.
I see 3.
Yeah, we're going to upload. I have the notes
Does it
there.
exist if I don't see it?
I can show you the notes.
No, I believe you.
Yeah,
We check. Don't try and pull fast one on me. I have a big BS detector, it's fine. But, seriously,
yes, we'll.
my point's made.
Okay.
Do not give me a count if I don't see it here. Keep going.
Oh, okay. All right, so we took some feedback about our customer segments yesterday, as well as from our experience of customers. We're going to limit our students, not from all STEM plus C, but limited to engineering, technology, and computing, etc. And more specifically, we're going to focus on those who feel they are undecided in their major, or they're struggling to learn without any hands-on activities. But more importantly, we feel that we should target the faculty more, because actually they have the power to both convince the students to use this platform, and also to convince administrators to incorporate this platform into the curriculum.
So, did you just say convince administrators?
Yes. Well, petition.
So,
Maybe I'm using the wrong word.
Maybe.
so, so what's the point of customer discovery?
We try to find those who are willing to purchase our product.
Willing to purchase your product? What did we talk about yesterday? And today? Anyone?
Oh, okay.
Hide your radioactive thing under a rock.
Okay, so
Don't sell.
Yes.
And find out what the value is. What are your value propositions for your customers? Convincing them is not a value proposition.
Okay, so I guess I brought that up.
Convincing them isn't even part of this process.
Oh, okay, so I guess I brought that up wrong. We didn't actually mention the product in.
Oh my God.
We did not mention the product.
Are you serious? You did not mention your product one time?
After they said, okay, I get you. So
just fess it up, dude. Did you talk about your product or not? Did you? Yes. Say yes or no. Give me the honest answer.
Yes. Okay.
Shame on you. Now we've talked about it. Let's move on. All right.
Yeah. It was.
Don't sell your thing. Thank you for being honest. Round of applause. Good. Okay. But don't sell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I
let's
should
move
make
on past this. We've talked about it enough. Don't excuse it anymore. Stop.
Oh, no. Okay.
Keep moving. What? Any other questions? You made the point. Please continue.
Okay. So next slide. It's a bit jumbled. So here's our value proposition canvas. We attempted to split into the three segments. So we had the students, we had the professors, the teachers, and the administrators. And we should have split into 3 slides.
Who is this one for?
So
Which segment?
So I listed them. We have the professor, student, admin.
It's all together?
Yes, all together. by separated by the headings. So next time I could split into 3 slides.
Okay.
So I guess I can start from the right to left. So the customer jobs, we want to target professors who are teaching ETC classes, introductory classes. So they are the ones who are facing the actual freshman and sophomore in this field. We have the students who want to learn the materials, decide their future, and do well in the courses. And also professors who need to supervise TAs and adjunct professors. Okay, so some of the pains, I'll just list the key pains. From the professor's perspective, they feel—
Which kind of professor?
The professors that teach the introductory courses in ETC.
Okay, so I want to understand this. Why ETC? Is it just because of what your product is that you're selling? Which we talked about already.
Yeah, so there are 2 lines of thoughts we had. One is if we include all STEM plus C might be too big for us to handle at this point.
And I'm not just arguing with that. But why did you choose ETC to drive into first? Is it because it was somebody like you?
Yes, well, somebody like us, engineering, technology.
I know what ETC stands for. I'm just saying, I'm asking.
Yeah, because we are. Okay,
So I'm going to challenge you a little bit, okay? And I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm really not, because this may be very well where you land. Make sure you're exploring other things and look for broader uses, because if the goal for this is not just to say, I'm going to recreate myself and my own usage in some other institution, which is not scalable. If you're trying to explore it past other existing uses that you're looking at, trying to explore some different folks, and I acknowledge we beat you up on it being too broad. I acknowledge that. Just don't completely throw out other options as you go through this process. You know, just a general rule of thumb as you're sort of, I hate rules of thumb, but I'm gonna use one anyway, for everybody. As you're exploring different segments, you know, hone in first, but don't totally forget about others. And especially don't hone in on ones that are like you. Because you can always talk to ETC colleagues. You're gonna see them at your next conference 2 weeks from now, whatever. Go try and find other people, right? So anyway, keep going.
Point taken, yeah. Okay, so so I said before, the professor felt like there was not much participation or interest from the students themselves. They were checking their phones during lecture, not really paying attention. And then from the students' perspective, they felt like the professor wasn't interesting enough. Their lectures were too boring. Even one student said she was sleeping in class and did all their studying outside. Okay, and
okay, stop. So who said that?
That was one of them that wasn't uploaded.
I'm sorry, say that again?
That was one of the students' interviews that we haven't uploaded yet.
Okay, so one of the students said, classes are boring, I'll fall asleep.
Yes.
Why? Because they're partying too much? What? Or because it's just boring?
Boring. So she said
Is this an underperforming student?
No. So
Is this a straight A
actually, just
student?
one thing you would bring up. These are actually graduate students, which are outside your customer segment. So one reason for that is, I guess,
Wait,
summer.
so you were exploring a population that is not in your current customer segments, is that correct?
Yes.
Why?
Well,
I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just wondering.
Yes. So one reason is because it's summer, and when we went there, only the graduate students were around working. So we're going to go earlier today to hopefully catch more undergraduate students.
Okay, this is an example of maybe talking to customers that are outside of what you're looking for, okay? On your opening slide, you talk about this is for builders and makers. Is that your customer segment, or is that stated falsely on the slide?
I would say that we are characterizing our customers, original customers, as for the students.
So I'm asking, why don't you talk to builders and makers if that is your...
So actual people outside who are building things.
Actual people who build homes and things, builders.
Okay, that's...
Or that you've got it wrong on the slide.
Or take it out.
Yeah, this is a training thing.
Yeah,
Do
maybe.
builders and makers need training in wireless sensor networks? I mean, that's my question.
Is there private training for
Currently,
for this? Outside of the university?
we need to do research in that.
So can we answer that question?
Not right now. We were almost done. It's fine. Thank you, though. I think you guys have answers to this. I'm acknowledging that. All right, we're done on time.
Okay.
Good job. Who are you going to talk to today? Builders?
Oh, we'll look for those today. So we actually have some interviews already set up with the other team members and outside.
Damn it. I knew it. Okay, that's fine.
Well, we'll be getting outside. We'll be getting outside.
Good job, guys. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to all of the teams.
Whoa. I want to make 2 or 3 comments.
Okay, I
But
have
you
it
go
as
comments
too.
first.
Yeah.
You go first. Yeah.
Well, you can go.
No, well, I don't.
Now it's awkward. We should continue. Anyway, I was just going to say thanks to all the teams for presenting today. And I wanted to let you know that we'll get started at 11:30 unless there are additional announcements.
It's not long. Damn it, now it is awkward.
13 minutes.
I have 13 minutes. Okay, we'll extempor. No? No. Damn it. Okay. All right, generally, guys, great job today. I was, usually on day 2, I've already sat down 3 or 4 people or teams. So I don't mean this from a negative way. You guys apparently are trying to learn and adopt the process. I know you're trying, and I really appreciate that. I know the teaching team appreciates it too. We're being a little tough with you. We are challenging you for tomorrow. I'm being deadly serious. So I'm getting your interviews up for tomorrow. Everybody knows what it is? 5? Yes? Interviews? Good. Okay, we're very clear. That's good. And nobody's going to have this Canvas issue, right? Okay, good. All right, we're good. Any other comments, guys?
Yes, I have a couple. So Celeste, you brought up a good point in that in your discovery you're taking pictures. That's a good reminder to let you know that you will be creating a lessons learned and technical video as part of this process. So taking pictures is a good thing to document your process so you have that as material for when you create your videos. So please, and even if it's where you're going around town, taking pictures to sort of document the experience for you. So don't forget to do that. The other is, and this is a comment across all I-Core learning cohorts, there is a common theme that there is a curricular material in some form. And that when you go out and you do customer discovery, you will find that there's some inadequacy in the classroom. They're not engaged, it's difficult, there's retention. As you heard today, very similar themes. Kids are bored, faculty are wanting to know how to engage the students better, more hands-on activities. All of that's great. So do customer discovery, find out those pain points, but what you need to do is connect how is your innovation going to provide the value? Because it's a common theme.
Value being money.
Value. So what is it that differentiates your curriculum that's going to provide the value to satisfy that need? So keep that in mind. And again, pushing on really being specific as possible as to what your value proposition is for your curriculum. Because it's not because it's just hands-on. There's got to be something more.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
I have one more question.
30 seconds, go.
Yeah, one of the teams was recording their interviews. If you're not doing that, I'd suggest everyone do that. Record your interviews on your iPhone or whatever. I think one of the things everyone will notice is when you get to interview 30, 50, 90, 100, you'll see how your business has evolved, and that'll be really insightful if you have that recorded. It's really hard to capture that in notes sometimes, but I think that growth will really help everyone. And also, you just look back and continue to iterate a lot better if that information is accessible.
Kick us all out in a second. One last comment. You guys can all talk with each other for the next 6 weeks. Don't go the easy way out on interviewing each other, even though it will be really valuable later. I want you to encourage you to keep that network going. You're in DC, that for a lot of you has some major implications. Take the in-person time to go do that here. And you can video chat with each other later. Okay, we're done before Lindsay.